All right, I think we're live, ladies. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Hello,
Hello,
survivors. I'm Team McVenom. Welcome to Reality Skewed Gamers, and this is our special edition Ladies Night stream, guys. I'm pretty excited. I've been excited about this since I started doing the streams because I just love chick gamers. We're a powerful force, and I love celebrating all the different ladies that play this game or play any game. Really, just women gamers are awesome. So I'm really excited about this stream. So let me go ahead and start introducing all of our beautiful ladies. So I'm going to try to get it to where I have the tile so that you guys know exactly who's in what. So in the bottom right, we have Miss Stormy from S20 from MBK. Can you say hi, Stormy?
Hi, how are you?
Then we have Miss Polly Gray. She's in the top right. Say hi. There she goes. She is from S42 with ARC. Do you say ARK or do you say ARC?
We call it ARC, yeah.
We call it ARC. Got it. Okay. Let's see. Who else do we have here? Then we have Miss, on the middle bottom, we have Miss Tits of Fury, which we got another tits in the stream. I'm pretty excited about that.
Hey guys.
She's from S42, SNM. Say hi. We'll call you Fury for now. I told her we'll call her Fury until we get really late or drunk. Then we'll move to tits.
Oh, we're allowed to drink? We're allowed to drink? I don't know.
I have a whole bubble keg full of Maker's Mark and Coke, so we're good.
I did not get that memo.
I didn't either.
Well,
I feel cheated.
Maybe I should have sent it out. The lady up at the top left, that's Miss Killer Nikki. She's from State 125. She's from my state, and I've had a ball with her. We played CAP together. We've done tons of VCs, and she's just an awesome, fun gamer, and I enjoy playing in her state. She's with Rev. Say hi, Nikki.
Hi.
And then we have Miss Applejacks in the bottom left. She is from State 187, OLY. Say hi, Miss Applejacks.
Hello.
Do you go by Apple or Jacks?
Apple or Jack's, either or, but Apple's easier.
I always think apple bottom jeans, boots with the fur. Yeah. All right.
Oh.
So let's see who is in chat right now. I know that you girls can't see this, but I can read chat. You can also pull it up on your phone if you have it. I kind of go through chat, and you can help me pull up questions if you see them.
I'm totally in there.
Oh, you are good. So I'll need help. I'm terrible with collecting the questions. So if you see any, if you'll just kind of like make a mental note and we'll read them off later. If you guys are in, I see Daedric's in there already. He said he was going to be in there trolling us. Steen, Garrett Englishman, Muhammad, Peter Rasputin, Jacob Davis, Coco. Let's see, Spooky, Defender. Who else do we have? Justin Cooley, Renovato. That's a cool name. Commander Havoc and Steen Maraboson. I think I knew who that is. If that's Mario, he said he donated 20 DKK. OMFG Storm is on.
Yeah, my voice.
So you already have a shout out, Stormy. Look at you, Miss Popular. Rev in the House by Garrett, Muhammad Gamal, Aaron Knight. Let's see. Finity. Question, where is Julie? Finity has been dying to get Julie Andrews on here. He has like an app that he likes to become a girl, and he's on there. He's not allowed. Neither is Daedric. Daedric wanted to dress up in a wig.
Oh, God.
In a cat onesie, and we said, no, you can't. No girls allowed. No boys allowed.
Save the world from that.
Yeah. Buddy, Bud Ant, Zach Jackson, Kipper Snap, Mikey, and Sin from State 125. Venoms, where's my infantry party at? You couldn't handle my infantry, Sin. Let's see. Oh, there is my friend Zane Kyrell and Dr. Feelgood. All right, so thank you guys for joining us. We appreciate it. So this stream is all about females and just ladies in state of survival and how we're managing this game, because it's a different world to be a female gamer. Not saying we're like uber feminists and we hate men or anything like that, but it's just a different world for a woman to play in a game. So we have some topics that we're going to go over, and we have tons of ladies in the stream I've already seen in chat, so you guys can relate. If you have any questions, put your question in the chat, and we'll try to scoop them up for later. And I also have a gift code that will pop onto the chat later at the end of the stream as well. So our first topic is, are there advantages to being a female player in a war game? So, and also if you do think there are advantages, do you use them to the fullest? Oh, wait 1 second. Dr. Feelgood just posted $1.99. Stay safe, everyone. Make sure to give a thumbs up. Yes, please give us a thumbs up in the stream, and a subscribe if you haven't. We'd appreciate it. So, girls, do you think there's any advantage to being a woman in a game? I mean, obviously there are, but what do you think they are? Anybody can jump in.
Yeah, I think there could be an advantage being a female, for the fact that you will get some players that will definitely put you under their wing and help direct you, maybe help you more than a male player. I'm not saying that in particularly my alliance, but for sure in other games I've played. And there is a couple on my team for sure that have taken me under their wing and brought me to the potential where I'm at now.
So you think that they kind of do like almost like a big brother, or a attitude of, I'm going to help this person because she's a female? Like she might need it more?
No, not that maybe I would not in particular not need it more, just maybe seeing a potential and saying, okay, sure, she's a girl, she's really trying, she's doing good, we're going to help her out a little bit.
Maybe it's a little easier to be nicer to chicks too when you do that. That's what it is.
Yes.
What do you guys, Polly, Nikki, Apple, any Fury?
I
Well,
think
I
that
mean, I agree with what she just said about, that people might take you under their wing, but I don't necessarily, just personally, I don't necessarily see that as an advantage, because I don't feel like I need to be protected.
Yeah, I don't know if you've noticed, but Nikki's kind of like the badass chick in our server too. So she's like, I don't need no man. I'm sorry. So
I mean, I appreciate the advice and people helping me grow, but I do the same for other players, just as men do it for other male players, and so I don't think that there should necessarily be a difference in that.
I get that. Polly, did you have something you were?
Yeah, I think the advantage really is whether you use it or you don't. To me, the advantage is that we are underestimated in the game.
I think you're absolutely right.
Very good.
Yep.
And so whether you choose to use that as this damsel in distress kind of mentality, which I don't think anybody in this panel is doing that, but
I'll use it. I'll use it if I need to. I'm not even gonna lie.
I get it. But for the most part, it's just being underestimated that gives you opportunities to build relationships and create strategies in the server you're in. Kind of shake up the political climate to benefit you, benefit your alliance. And then it's also that, I know in ARC, they call me mother of the alliance. Just because I'm a female, it really doesn't probably have anything else to do with anything else. But as the mother, they're not going to be disrespectful. They're less likely to argue with me than they are to argue with Stan, our 5. Daedric argues with everybody, but you know that. So I just think it's taken advantage of being underestimated is probably the biggest advantage that female players have.
I would agree with that.
It should fuel your drive to want to do better and to play better and actually learn the game and not be there for the wrong reasons.
For sure.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think I'm a bit different kind of female. Like, feminists hate me because, number one, the name Tits Make Venom, they think I'm like trying to put women down. I'm like, no, it's just funny as hell. Like, it's a funny name. So, but if you are giving me an advantage, you're giving it to me just because of a stereotype or because of just the way you are as a person, I'm going to use it. So if you want to treat me like I don't know how to play and you're going to underestimate me, or you're not going to hit me because I'm a chick, then don't hit me. great. I'll go
Right.
on to play another thing. That's fine with me. I'm all for using the advantages you're given if you're using them for the right reasons. I think what Fury said is very correct. Not manipulating or trying to hurt someone with your feminine wiles to get things, but you're just, it's there, so I'm going to take it. I agree. So you guys don't use any other, like, come on, is there any tricks that you would use at all, like advantage wise?
Can't give them away on a live stream.
No,
Yeah.
this is what you signed
We
up
got
for.
people
We're
we
giving
know
away
in here.
tips.
I don't know what we're doing.
So I will admit to this. I will play not ditzy, but I think a lot of people think that I'm not. They don't think I'm as smart as I am because I will play the ditz. Like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hit your farm. Is that what it is? It doesn't have an alliance, or whatever you do. Just like, I'm
Did
sorry.
I tile hit?
I do the shrug emoji a lot. Like, I'm sorry, I don't
Yep.
know what that is. So I will play that card, but I think guys play their different roles as well. They play the big
Absolutely.
baddie, I'm a big, strong Viking
protect
man
you.
role. Yeah, I'll protect you. So, I mean, it's just fun.
I don't even think half my team knows I'm a female.
That too.
I still get
That
called
too.
sir
So
at least a few times a week.
Tits of Fury probably knows this too. At having the name Tits McVenom or Tits of Fury or whatever in your name, people automatically assume that you're a dude picking that name to play as a girl. So everybody thinks I'm a dude playing as a chick all the time.
Or, you're either a dude that's faking it or you're a slut.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Or I'll get the pics or you're a lie, pics or lie, or you're an old fatty or whatever. I'm like, okay, I don't believe what you would have believed. It doesn't matter.
Right.
Brush it off, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So that was good. So another question is biggest challenge playing as a female in a war game, and we kind of went over that a little bit. But what do you guys feel is the number one thing that irks you the most being a female? Nikki, you can go first. I can see it. You seem like you wanted to say something. What was it?
Well, I don't know if it's really a challenge to have guys in your DMs, but it's annoying.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, really annoying. And I mean, depending who it is and where they're from, it can start wars. I mean, I told people in my alliance one time that somebody was creeping, and they were like, all right, let's go find them. And I wanted to burn everyone in the alliance just because of one creepy guy.
Yeah.
Which is understandable, but not the whole alliance. At least just the creepy guy.
But so then it's also, I guess, a challenge from that is knowing what I should and shouldn't share with people.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had a couple ladies actually drop in my DMs because I am an R4, so they come to me and they're like, hey, this person's is getting a little bit creepy, and they share me screenshots and all that other stuff, and it's like, come on, let's play a game.
Yeah. I think my and now, unless one of you ladies have one, I think my biggest challenge or thing that irks me the most being a female playing a game is that when I make a decision or I make a good move, or let's say I have a merger or I have something good that I have managed to pull off based on skill, personality, or just strategy. And it is always thrown at me that it's because I'm showing pics or I flirted with somebody or they're in love with me or I'm in love with them and we're in a relationship. It's never just she's a good leader and made this decision and she talked this person into a logical decision based on their game style. It's always just random crap. Like I'm
sent dudes to get the merge.
Yeah, I have a family. I am definitely not here to play a dating game. Like there's no, I don't want any of that. But it seems like that is always the first jump for a lot of people in these games, and it always drives me crazy.
I think it's just a way to discredit it. It's a way to discredit you and the strategy because, I even had somebody from my own alliance make the joke to another alliance that I sent nudes, and so then there were all these state broadcasts that I sent nudes to get a merge, and it was funny. It wasn't anything worth arguing because there was just no reason to even assume that it wasn't even that big of a merge. But I think you just have to take those things in stride. I think we all, for me, the biggest challenge early, because I'd never played a game like this ever, nothing even remotely like it. Was knowing. So in real life, if you're nice to people, they're nice back, right? This game's not like that. You know, if you're nice to people, it's seen as a weakness and it's exploited. So you have to learn how to read people, just being honest. You have to learn when it's going to benefit you, that relationship, and when it's maybe time to, you know, just keep a distance, be cordial, but don't share anything. And it's just a learning process. As women, we are inundated in our DMs with, whether it's guys or it's girls, but especially guys who want to try to find a way to weaken or discredit you. And you just have to learn how to protect yourself. More than anything, I think the focus is on the alliance, at least for me. And that was the shift. It's no longer about, you know, oh, that's flattering, or, you know, that's making me uncomfortable. Is this benefiting my alliance? And if not, it's not worth the conversation.
You know, that's a good point. It's like, I think the way to handle it, and the way that I learned to handle it, is not trying to be nice all the time. So if you come to me with like, oh, you're really pretty, or oh, I like your name, or your tit's really venomous, no, go away. No. Unless you're bringing me something to talk about on my alliance, or unless you have a legit, like, hey, I hear you're from this place, how's the weather there, I have a friend, you know, like legit conversation, then just go away or block. You know, right off the bat. Because I used to be, when I first started playing games, I used to be very like, oh, thank you, that's so sweet, I'm taken, but that's so sweet, or I'm not interested, but that's so sweet, you know, like trying to be nice. Like, they don't care if you're nice or not. They really don't, you know.
And it sometimes makes it worse.
Yeah, it does. It makes it worse because they maybe don't know how to read tone in text. They don't see me rolling my eyes, except for maybe Delete. He sees me rolling my eyes every day. He says, I can feel you rolling your eyes at me. Applejack, did you have something to say, sweetie? I'm sorry, we cut you off a little bit.
Nope.
No.
If it was, I don't remember what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would like to say, for me, I've never had to deal with that on my alliance or our state.
How did you get away with that?
Well, my boyfriend's on the team with me, and I share our 5 positions. And literally, if someone was to say something, that we would just zero them. And they probably are. Players are probably smarter than that too.
Well, you have Silverwolf on your state.
Yes,
Silverwolf's in your alliance. He's pretty scary.
Right. Yes.
Yeah,
we have a pretty amazing crew.
Yeah, I would have to say I don't really get it as much, and it's probably because I'm old, and probably because I come off as kind of bitchy, so I don't get it as much as I know that a lot of women do. Like probably Nikki, because Nikki's super sweet. She's sweet to people. I'm a little bit more bitchy, so I don't get it as much. But I also think that word gets out when you start saying no and you block, no, and you block. It's just like, oh, don't even try to DM her. She's not going to, you know, that's kind of a word gets out. And maybe with you, Stormy, they just know that they're going to get their butt kicked if they do.
Yes. Yep. They will.
Possibly. What do you guys, okay, now since we're already on this topic, I'll skip the next question and go to this one. So do you guys block or not to block? So like the unsolicited romantic attention, and we've talked about how we handle it, but do you guys just immediately block it, or do you just ignore it completely?
I use it to build my KE list, honestly. So I'm not going to block it because I also think it's entertaining. It provides entertainment for your clan to see the lengths that people will go to just for attention.
I agree.
I haven't had the chance to actually block somebody because they went too far, but like I've gotten close, and usually I just don't respond, and it's like 2 or 3 more messages and they stop.
I think I've blocked some, like, you know, the trolls that you'll get in state chat that are just annoying. I will block those, or I will block somebody that I'm trying to track. So I'll do that. Or, you know, just somebody that is just being ridiculously vulgar, like constantly spewing filth. Like that's somebody I probably would block. But I see a lot of ladies on Facebook, they're reporting harassment. I'm like, just block them. If they are harassing you like on a daily basis and you don't have an alliance that can, you know, help with that, block them. I don't understand why people don't block more.
Absolutely.
I think I've blocked, I mean, I've done it maybe a handful of times, but to Fury's point, I think it's just kind of entertaining, and eventually they give up or they don't. But Unless I think early on in our state, there was a lot more of it going on. Like as the state's gotten older, everybody's gotten to know each other. You just see it so much less, unless the troll comes from another state, which if they have that much time on their hands, I just feel sorry for them. So what's the point of blocking them?
I think that's a good point you brought up. You're in an older state, so at that point you develop relationships with all of the people as far as friendships with everybody on your state. Our state still is in that early stage where we're still warring, we're still, figuring people out and all of that. But as time gets on, you do develop, like, the people in there. Not all of them, but you wouldn't have to block them, I wouldn't think, as much, because they don't do that as often.
Well, you start to see the rest of the state holding the trolls and the people who are doing that accountable, whether it's like going and burning them or it's calling them out in state chat over being inappropriate. I mean, you see whether you built friendships or you just have some type of acquaintance with everybody in the state. There are certain people that as soon as they come into state chat, all of the state is like, shut up.
Yeah.
You get so tired of it. So you don't really have to block them because they're much less likely if they're still playing the game. And that's the way they're playing the game. It gets old after a while, I would think.
Yeah.
So you just don't see it nearly as much.
Yeah. Jax, how about you? How about in your state?
Yes. Oh, yes. I mean, same thing in the older state that I was in, is that you don't really want to block too many people because, I mean, I was 190 days in that state. So it's kind of funny to see how somebody talks to you a long time ago and how they talk to you now, because we're top 3 in alliances,
How you like me now?
Yeah, exactly. They get quiet real quick.
Yeah. Our states, we do have a lot of bickering and stuff, but we don't really have a lot of dirty trolls, I don't think, Nikki, do we? I mean, we have so many big players that don't tolerate that, like Delete and Jax and Rod members. Like
every once in a while we have a rogue. Like right now we have that Louisiana double.
Oh yeah, fun times. I enjoy that one. I kind of like some of them. They're hilarious to me sometimes. Okay, so do you guys think you approach friendships differently in game versus real life because you're female? Like do you guard yourself more, or do you who said that yes? Who said yes?
Fieri said yes.
Tell it to me about it.
I think you need to separate your game life from your real life. You're the same person, obviously, and if you're being authentic, then it doesn't matter. But you can't see the people on the other end. You can only get to know them so much on a game or even Discord or video chat or whatever chat you have with them. But I'm not running around giving everybody my social media and that kind of connection to my other life. You have to be careful. There's horror stories for a reason.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
It's not, it's not an urban legend. There are people who really do go way too far. So you have to cut it off at a certain point.
Oh yeah. I had a game that I don't know if you guys remember Game of War.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there was a guy who was trying to track down my family and my home address because he was mad because I killed some pixels of his. I mean, it was just the way they get insane. I think that there's some mental instability that the whole world has, and you can't expect it not to be in a game either. So you have to be careful with how you approach things.
Well, it's the whole idea of the anonymity of the internet, the anonymity of these games is that you can, if you really wanted to invest the time in a backstory that's complete BS, I guess you could. I found that to sound exhausting. Right. It sounds exhausting to me, but we know people have done it early in the server. We had a couple that did it, and it's just, it quickly comes out. You can only hold on to that lie for so long. So you do want to be genuine, but not opening your entire life to people. I'm probably more friendly in the game than I am in real life. I'll be honest with you. Just when I mean friendly, I mean chatty.
Yeah.
In real life, my poor boyfriend, I talk his ear off all the time. But other than that, even my closest friends, I'm not the best communicator. Sometimes I just get tired of communicating and I just want to break. To me, the game is a place where I can go and I can get that chatty side out and turn it off. As soon as I log off, I don't have to talk anymore. I don't have to, I could just chill. I think everybody likes their quiet space. I do approach friendships differently and how much I trust other people with, whether it's me personally or in game. I might be friendly with somebody who's not in ARC, but that doesn't mean that there's anything being shared about strategy. There's anything that I'm asking to be shared about strategy. It's a little bit different. You have to be careful.
Agreed. Anybody else have anything on that one?
Nope.
No, I think I'm a little different. I probably don't guard myself as much as I should. Like I'm actually friends with a few people in my lines on Facebook. I mean, most of them are in other countries, so I know nothing's gonna come of it. But I've gotten to know a lot of them really well, and I'm really close with some of them, which I never thought would happen over a game. You know, I've never really been into mobile games before this, so I didn't have any prep. I didn't really know how to handle it, but I've made some really good friends throughout. But like I said, probably a little more trusting than I should be with social media and whatnot. But
yeah, well, I mean,
am I allowed to curse?
Yeah.
We're allowed to curse.
Have you not heard me? I've been cussing the whole time. No, I get what you're saying. Like, because we talk more. Honestly, we talk more especially as alliance leaders. We talk a lot more in this game to people than we do to our real life friends or our families. We're constantly talking to people all day long, so you get really close to them, and that's great and all. I think we just as you get older, you just start to kind of like realize who are the good eggs and who are the bad eggs really quick. And yeah, I think I do approach the friendships. It takes me a lot longer to warm up as far as like talking about like showing pictures of my family or things like that, where a lot of people will just like blast that stuff everywhere. It takes me a little bit longer to get to know them, and it's usually only in like DMs with one person. I don't like, oh, these are my kids, or this is that. I don't put that out there. Like I might show my dog, but that's it's, yeah.
Yeah, I've developed a couple friendships in the game too, and just a few though. I'm friends with everybody, know something about everybody, and vice versa. But definitely a few players where we do talk more in line and share more personal information, and just a friendship. We've been playing together for almost a year, or however long. It's been a long time. So nothing to do with being female or not, that's just what happens. So it's nice. I've definitely met some people that I'm grateful to have, even though I have no idea what they look like.
Yeah. I it's funny because I have gamer friends, like obviously RSG, we've been gaming together for quite a while now, like Durgan, Finn in there. We've been playing together for years. And I do have some other Game of War, actually, that people that I've known for 10 years that I visit once a year in their place, and we meet up and we all hang out and stuff together. But as far as the question about do you approach friendships differently as a female, I think it's not so much that we do friendship differently. It's that we approach them differently as far as a little bit more caution, just because, it's easier to take advantage, and, I guess rumors are spread easier, and pictures are spread easier, and all of this stuff is spread easier, and it can be more damaging and more I wouldn't say it's more damaging, because it can damage a man just as bad, but it can be more internalized to where we don't make friendships after that if we get hurt that way. So I think we do approach it a little bit more guarded, unless you're Nikki. She's just crazy.
Right.
No.
Well, so the last game I played that was similar to this, Mafia City, I made a friend on there, a guy I live in California, he lives in New York. And, I decided to let my guard down and make a friend. And because I rejected him because I thought it was just a friendship, he took my full name, my phone number, personal information about me that I had told him, and posted it all over our state chat. And then I was harassed by multiple guys in that state. So that's, like one specific situation. It's just, you just never know who's on the other end.
Exactly. And this person could be being nice to you because they want a relationship more than just friendship with you. And then when you say no, it's a whole different person. It's a whole different person.
Yep.
I had that in another situation in another game with Swaga, honestly, and it was just awful. It was awful. So you probably approach it a little bit more reserved to the friendships then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what happens. That's the difference between being a girl gamer versus a guy gamer. I think some of them probably don't think about stuff like that because just whatever. Okay, that was kind of sad. Let's get on something fun. That was a little bit depressing.
More coffee.
I'm gonna drink some more makers right now.
Where's my White Russian?
Shots all around.
That's right. Take a shot for the ladies. So, how do you guys think? What was the question that I skipped? Okay, females in leadership positions, tactics and tips. So, Daedric said something one night that cracked me up really big time because he said something like, well, you need to become leader and everybody will listen to you. And I said, what are you talking about? He said, people follow chick leaders. And I was like, what? He said, it's a fact in this game. They follow chicks. That's just what they do. Like guys like a strong female, like alpha female leading them, and they'll listen to them. And they like think of them as like, who was it that said mothery? Like mother hen.
Holly.
Yeah.
They're taking care of them. And I don't know if he's right or not because I've never had that feeling that that's what it was. But do you guys think that's right? Do you think that's what happens?
So he has said that to me before. So I've been an R4 and, well, we've changed names. I don't even know how many times. But I've been an R4 since he was the R5. And so he was R5. First thing he did was make me an R4. But I was always kind of like the cheerleader and just, celebrating with people. And so when he mentioned to me, well, you just need to take R5. I don't know why you keep saying, no, you don't want it. I think it goes back to the same thing we were saying earlier, that does it benefit your alliance at the stage of the game that you're in? So for a short time, I was R5, not because it was what was best for the alliance necessarily. It was just better than the alternative. And so taking that on, and you've got 100 people who are looking at you to help them grow in the game, help them succeed, help them continue to compete, keep them safe. We've got somebody as big as Daedric coming every day, sometimes twice a day, just because he could, to attack. It was, having to make big decisions, make big moves.
He's the worst.
Now he's a kind of polarizing player, but he's a strong player. And when he's focused, everybody.
And he has, the problem is he's a Hannibal Lecter. He will eat you, but he has manners and he will be respectful about it. Like
he'll eat you, but he'll say thank you.
He'll say you were nice. I appreciate that.
So I think it's difficult because it goes back to, I think, what we've said in the first couple of questions, which is what are the challenges or what are the advantages to being a female in the game? And it's that people underestimate you. So when you make big moves, you can do those in a way that I think is, not that it's less destructive, but it's certainly, nobody saw like our merge with the Russians. Nobody saw that coming. And it wasn't necessarily because I was just really excited to merge with the Russians. It was just more, it made sense. Mm-hmm. It really did. And we came to an agreement after a couple of weeks of conversation. And so I was able to make that kind of move, whereas they had been our enemies for so long that I think if I had been a male in the R5 position, it probably never would have happened because it would have been too much testosterone. Like, well, you attacked us, so we're always going to be your enemy. But
because men seem to hold grudges a little bit longer than females do in this game. I don't know. That's my personal experience. They seem to.
I agree. Not that women don't, but it's more like if you've done something personal to me versus if you've attacked me.
Yeah.
While it's not fun and while I don't like it, I'm not gonna. If you have to be able to look past what's already happened towards what's going to happen, if you want to survive, if you want to get to a later stage of the game, you really do have to be willing to make those big choices if you're faced with a situation where you need to.
Yeah. Any other ladies have any thoughts on that about leadership tactics as a female?
Well, I do have to stay in state 187. The alliance we are in was started because a lady came in and she was very, right to the point, send nudes and you can join this alliance. She got some people to join her. She got a really strong player, the strongest player on the alliance, to leave the #1 alliance to join that alliance to play with her.
Wait.
And
She said send nudes?
yes, send nudes. So she was a problem maker. But anyway, she said, send
I know what she's
nudes.
talking about.
I'll send you nudes. This lady's gone. But yes, that's what happened. And it pretty much started something because once that big player left and went to that alliance, they did that whole let's switch off, make him the leader. Because now once he's leader, people will see that, this strong player is leader of the alliance and now people want to join. So, and now it's #1 alliance.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's sending any nudes, thank God. But
yeah, luckily that was all
but it got the whole state's attention, and I think it got that alliance attention, not in the right way. That's why I didn't really want to join it at first. But after a long time happened, and they just started getting stronger, it was the correct play for the people I play with. Next thing you know it, the #1 alliance, half the players leave, and we're all in Ollie.
Well, I don't know it would be the tactic I would use, but I mean, if it works, you're okay.
I would never. Nope.
I've never asked for proof that it happened. I've heard it too, but at the same time, like we said earlier, isn't that what people say when we make big moves as females in this game? Is that obviously we sent nudes to get this merge. Mm-hmm. I do know that particular leader, she's an accountant in another state where she's very, very big. So I know why she stepped down as R5, and it was because she could not commit the time in 187. So I think however it happened, it's ended up being very good. So I also have an account in 187, by the way. And I'm in Ollie. So
yes.
How about you, Fury? Stormy? Were you saying Stormy?
Oh, I was going to say for our alliance, so we have 3 R5s, which would be Wick, Silver, and myself. Mm-hmm. And us 3 together, we have 3 different people, 3 different personalities, and we have super aggressive, and then mildly aggressive. So we actually balance each other very well. And our R4, of course, our R4 group is amazing. So we have really built like this great alliance with our different styles. Of course, with me being a female, doing my part, and them doing their parts. But it's worked out great for us.
Yeah. Fury, did you have anything to say to that?
Yeah. So what's worked for me in 42 is, or at least actually in all the games that I've played, is to not assume or act like I know everything. I look for people within my alliance and other alliances that respect what you're saying, and then build off of that. You collaborate with them, you promote them within your own alliance, you give them authority to make decisions with you and for the good of your clan, because you don't know everything and you shouldn't assume that you do. You should be collaborating with other people and building their confidence and their authority as well. And then you're actually working as a team.
Yeah. Nikki, what do you think? Nikki is you're an R4, right? But I think Nikki kind of is behind the scenes runner of like she's the get things done person, which I think a lot of us probably are very familiar with, because she's the one who will talk and manage and merge and get plans laid and talk and get everybody motivated. Right, Nikki?
I try. I don't know if I don't want to say that it has anything to do with me being a chick. I know, I used to be in another alliance and I was also R4 there. And when I left, I did have a lot of people follow me. And again, I don't know if it has anything to do with me being a female or if they just like my leadership skills. And I don't know if that has anything to do with me being a female, but yeah, I am kind of behind the scenes, but I like to get shit done. Just because I get frustrated when it doesn't, and I know if I do it, it's going to get done the right way, kind of thing. So,
Not the truth.
I can't
I
remember.
don't know if that has to do with me having a strong personality or if it's because I am a chick and more bossy and needy, and but yeah.
No, I think that's a big point. A big factor in it is that a lot of people do. A lot of females make good leaders is because we are great multitaskers. We manage households, we manage jobs, we manage kids, and not everybody does all that. But on the whole, a lot of us do that. Do. A lot of us do that. Yeah, I know. But I think it was, I can't remember, one of the guys, Scorn, Daedra, Delete, somebody said, the reason why you, because I said, I don't want to be an R4 in any, I don't want to be an R4 in this game. I don't want to be in leadership. I just want to play. And they're like, you can't help it. You're a fixer. And they're absolutely right. If something is wrong or if there's a system that is wrong, I am going to just nitpick it and fix it because, hey, this is the way it works best. And that's probably nursing me and the mom and like all of the other aspects of my life that come into the game that I cannot control no matter how hard I try. I will always want to fix things. And I think that's what is it makes me an effective leader is just because I'll go in and I'll like just keep going until I fix a situation or until I fix something. And if I can't fix it, then I just discard it completely and move on. But we do the same thing in our, I don't remember who it was, but we do, I think Fury maybe. We do this, no, it was Stormy. We rotate leadership and we have tasks assigned to everybody in there so that nobody gets burned out. And mine is basically my task is making sure everybody else is on task, which is not really a task, but I have other stuff going on. But yeah, I think that's just, I think that's why I am a good leader as a female. And like, I don't know if that's because I'm a female or just that's my characteristics as a female that are coming into play in the game, who knows?
So we've actually gone to, we actually have spreadsheets made and we track players and their progress. And
that's some
really
heavy stuff, Stormy.
It is some heavy stuff. And I'll be honest with you, I've been slacking this last week on the spreadsheet for sure.
Do you track them? You keep them?
So we all have a part. We all have certain aspects that we track for who participates in capital, who's participating on kill event, who's participating in trap. Oh yeah,
we do the same thing. We do the same thing.
I'm so happy that you guys do that because people made so much fun of me when they found out I made a spreadsheet.
Nikki, you do that too? Oh my gosh, I'm slacking then. What the hell?
Yeah, and it's funny because I had made a basic spreadsheet, and one of our R4's little minion, she came up with this spreadsheet that was, I've never seen anything like this in my life. I was I was like, can I even use that? I don't even know how I'm going to use this.
That's Snowy in my line. She did the same thing. It's incredible. Like all I have to do is put the numbers in, it automatically calculates their points. It's crazy.
Can you guys share these spreadsheets?
Sure. I can share it with you.
What? So how much time does it take? See, this is the thing that I have trouble with though, as being the mother hen. Like I feel like Stormy, you're one of those too. How do you make the time for that and play the game and enjoy the game?
Well, she was saying, like, delegate. Like I keep up with who's on for trap, who's on for bunkers, who reports to bunkers, who's participating. And then you've got other people who are looking at Alliance Throwdown points, weekly donations, whatever it is. And so you delegate, and then you just share the spreadsheet in like Google Drive so everybody can access it and update it. And at the end of the week, it totals it up for you, and it'll go on forever and ever and ever.
I feel like I would be the weakest link in that, though. Everybody else would update it, and I would just be, lazy playing other games.
It depends, what you want to keep track of course.
Yeah.
So our main. Oh, I'm sorry.
In my spreadsheet, I mainly keep track of activity, so I monitor growth, which shows me I check it every 3 days. So every 3 days, if I can see that somebody only grew, let's say 0.1 BP, 0.1 mil BP, then I know that they weren't really on much. I mean, we also have people checking donations and checking last logins and stuff, but I like to see that people are actually growing and that when they come on, they are doing something. They're not just logging on to collect daily rewards and stuff. So for me, I go through each player and check their BP and see how much they've grown since the last time I check it. So that can take a while, but that's the only thing that I keep track of on my spreadsheet.
The only thing I keep track of is I take screenshots of the people that don't listen. Like if you sent infantry in or you didn't do the 20K in, I'm taking screenshots of your ass like right now. You're going to get it. That's about the only thing I do.
Thorns in our side,
Stormy, what were you going to say?
Oh, I was going to say, so the main reason why we did the spreadsheets is I have been praying for state versus state for 4 months. And so I'm so excited this is about to happen. But the main purpose was to get rid of, or not get rid of, I'm sorry, that's the wrong word, to put players onto one of our sister alliances that had a different...
She said get rid of. She meant get rid of.
I know. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. Go ahead with it, girl.
But so, put them on a different alliance that would be more suitable for them. So if someone just wants to do daily intels, but doesn't want to use ports and they want to hog their troops and not join rallies and not get over that fear factor of that, then there's a different place for them.
If they want to play that way.
Yeah, there's casual guilds that you'd be happy in.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, absolutely. But our focus is to have this elite alliance.
Yeah.
And we're some very extremely motivated players on our team. So we just kind of want to keep it like that. It wasn't fair for the same 30 people doing everything and then other people just building troops and not doing anything. So we had to figure that out.
Yeah.
So it helped us tremendously. Hopefully it will help us for our state versus state battle. I mean, I know it's a whole state, but for Reservoir it helps for sure.
I definitely need to probably do something like that with growth and participation in things that will help with growth. Because we have a lot of people that are just kind of coasting and farming instead of actively participating in things that are going to get them rewards to grow. So probably need to do that.
Well, I think that's another challenge of being a female in the game, especially a female in leadership, is we've done two pretty significant merges to get where we are today. And as much as I'm mother hen, and I love all of these people, I had to make very, very difficult decisions, especially our merge with the Russians. The deal was 50 on 50. And it wasn't an unreasonable request, but it was having to make those decisions and tell these people that I genuinely care about, who are doing the best they can with the time they have. We need you to move. We need you to go to what's now going to be our sister.
It's heartbreaking.
There's one that I still, every day, I just still love her. I see her growing and I'm like, good job. I'm so excited for you. Just because she'd always been in the same alliance, but she just was so slow to grow that you have to make those difficult choices. So I think it's harder to do that when you're a female, not necessarily to make the choice that was hard enough, but then to have to communicate it to them and how could you do that to me? I don't think that those decisions would be questioned if it was a man.
We just take turns. Jack, it's your turn. You have to hit the button. I'm not doing it this time.
Right. But they're all like, no, you got it. You're fine. All right.
Anything to say? Anything to add to that, Fury or Jax?
I think we hit on it.
Yeah. Yeah, my thought process was going somewhere with that as far as, when you said something about alliance with a chick that you had to get rid of, that made me think I always wanted, and I'm going to get you guys to do it with me one day, I always wanted to have an all-female alliance.
Yes.
And just call it something like the Amazons or something ridiculous,
Violent vixens.
Yeah, or something with tits in it. I mean, just saying, it's a great thing to have. And I would think it would be awesome to just have like a dominating chick alliance, all females, no guys in. But then you'd have the problem of men trying to get in.
Oh yeah.
You'd have to
Act
screen
like a
everybody.
chick. Yeah.
Pretend to be, yeah.
Yeah,
Hard.
it would be hard to keep it clear of guys. But it would be fun though, wouldn't it? I think it would be
Definitely,
interesting.
One thing I have noticed, I'm not really too big on mobile games, but one thing I have noticed since I've started playing State of Survival is that there is a lot of female players in this game, whether or not they're real or not. I mean, there is a lot of female players.
So is
not
this
in
your
42.
is this
who
was that said that? Was that Jax?
Yes.
Or, yeah. Now, were you a mobile player before this game, or was this your first?
This was like the first intense mobile game I've gotten into. The other game wasn't really like PvP like this, where the game just keeps going and you're at any moment can get attacked. So,
well, I obviously play a lot of games because with RSG we play mobile games, we play computer games and stuff like that. And I have found that more females play mobile games because there's stay-at-home moms, there's busy moms that like to game, but they just don't have time to do anything but a mobile game because they can keep that with them at all times. They're working, they're also doing the mom thing, the family thing, and mobile games are the easiest way for them to play games because they were gamers at heart when they were little and they grew up doing it, but they just can't actually find time to sit down and play a video game the way that guys sometimes do. And I don't want to stereotype guys, but you know what I'm saying. And there's a lot of women playing mobile war games. Like I played another game, Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. There was tons of women in there. And it wasn't women that just played a game. They were women that were like passionate about Star Wars and fighting and just loved the game. Game of War, you guys, the ones that played Game of War, there were so many females in that game. I mean, just tons.
And that was and that came out a long time ago. Yeah. And there were a ton of chicks then too.
Yeah. The first game I ever played mobile was a game called Happy Kingdom. And it was an old game. I mean, I'm talking like 12, 13, maybe 15 years ago. And it was one of the old war games. Like it looked like 8-bit. Like scenery on it. And there was the people that I learned to play games with were chicks that were playing it, that were old like RuneScape players that were on their PC and then transitioned over into mobile. And they were amazing. And it was just, I think it's cool when a whole demographic shifts over because of a type of game that comes out. So I don't know. I'm rambling, but you know what I mean.
No. Yeah, this is definitely my first strategy game.
Me too.
That I played. So I played War Dragons. There's not really much strategy to that. It was more
Dragons.
Yeah, for me it was more of just collecting the pretty dragons. But I want this one. But there was the strategy on that's not. I played it for years and years, so I still pop on once in a while. But it's the strategy was basically zero. It's the same thing over and over.
I'm just looking at Durgan right now in chat saying no McVenom allowed, and we can call it State of Surviving McVenom. They're such jerks. Those are my co-Rs here. So who else? What else other games have you guys played? Just curious. So Polly, you said this was your first?
This is my first game like this, and I was not one of those gamers at heart. I think that's just come with, I have a 14-year-old daughter and I need an escape sometimes.
Yeah.
Otherwise I'll pull them
13 and 14-year-old girls are the worst.
Oh, she's a great kid, but boy crazy. Anyway, I could go on and on. But I used to play very different games. A game called Line, Let's Get Rich, and then before that, D&D. They're hard to explain because they're just not even in this realm.
Not
but
same, yeah.
So those are a lot like what you were describing a second ago, the Happy Dragons, where you're just doing the same thing over and over again. There's really no long-term strategy. So you're in a clan, but the clan doesn't really do you any good. It's just like player on player, very short games. And then at the end of the week, it all resets and you start all over again. So for me, this game was an accidental find. I was just looking for something different and was tired of the same old. And I learned the hard way from day one, and I still learn the hard way all the time. I don't know what it is, but looking back at the kind of player I was before and my understanding of the game, and even really my desire to understand the game, it's come complete 180. I'm a student of the game. I've got, I just gather all this information. One of the things that I really appreciate about Daedric is he's a teacher. He loves, if you have questions, anybody, this is for anybody out there.
He gets off on stats.
Oh, he does. And if you private message him, he's gonna give you all the advice in the world, even more than what you thought he was going to. I know it eats up a lot of his time, but he gets a lot of joy out of it. So I've learned a lot from him, and I learned a lot from mistakes. So other than that, honestly, I think the last video game I played was like Spyro the Dragon on PlayStation when I was 10.
I love Spyro.
I'm gonna be honest. It was a long time ago.
I love Spyro.
I played a nerdy card game called Idle Heroes or something like that.
I've heard of it. I haven't tried it.
Yes, it was so nerdy. And of course, I spent a little bit of money in it. Nothing to what I've spent in the State 187, but...
Tell me later.
And I like, and then I like zombie games. So I saw this game and I downloaded it, and it wasn't anything of what I thought it was, and I like it.
So this was
days later. Here I am.
So other than this was your first like war strategy game, like mass
for
multiplayer.
Mobile.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, I played Ark Survival.
I played Ark too. Yep.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oh, of course we have. We're all ladies. We got the little dinos, little babies.
I mean, come on.
Ark Survival. Yeah, Ark Survival is the tip.
Yeah.
Just saying.
For real.
Never played it. Never.
That and Stardew Valley. Stardew Valley is my mobile addiction. Like I love Stardew Valley. It's like my cult favorite. Killer Nikki, what was your game before this? Oh, she's muted. Shh, she's working. We're not telling anybody.
I don't want to do the radio in the background. I'm sorry.
You're fine. You're fine. If I see you muted, I won't ask you any questions. Okay. Are you good now?
Yeah, I'm good.
What games did you play before this? Just curious.
Not much. Can you hear that?
Only a little bit. You're good.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I played like Clash of Clans for a little while.
That's what Finn plays. He loves Clash of Clans.
I got super into before this. Like I can probably say this is the first game I've ever spent actual money on.
That's a big deal.
Really dived into and became super passionate about.
Mm-hmm.
I have a lot of downtime at work, so I think doing some stupid puzzle game on my phone, and I kept seeing the ad for this game, and it was just annoying me. Honestly, I downloaded it just so I'd stop seeing ads. And then I was addicted, and now this is all I do all night long.
Interesting. What about you, Fury? Was this?
So, I played. Did you hear that?
Yeah, was that a plane?
I'm not sure what that was. So I played Game of War. Probably started playing that 8 years ago, and then I played that for a few years. I played Mafia City for a few years. I played Lords Mobile, which I didn't like and quit after a few months. And then, this game. And then I just started playing yesterday a new one. It's Frontier Justice.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of a mix of all of these games. And it's like super brand new. I think we're in state 10.
Oh.
And
so you're basically a war game addict is what you're telling me.
Yes.
Like.
Yes. And I've carried the name S&M and Tits of Fury through all of these games. It's just gonna stay.
I played with Tits McVenoms for as long as I can remember because that was my roller derby name, and then I just carried it over because it was hilarious and it pisses everybody off. So that's been my name for a long time too. Once you go with Tits, you kind of stick with it.
Right.
Stormy, what was your games? Is this your first?
Yeah, this was my first. Yeah, I was more into like Mortal Kombat and fighting games.
I loved Mortal Kombat.
That's what I was into.
Do any of you play PC games? No,
Not really.
I'm gonna have to get one of you into PC gaming with me. We do that a lot on RSG. We do a lot of PC gaming.
I played Sea of Thieves.
No. Actually, I've heard that was really good.
It's fun.
And you played on Steam?
Yes.
Yeah, I've heard that was really fun.
It's like what you said, like timing.
Yeah, it is.
Yes.
I've worked full time, I run a business. I've got a 14-year-old, single mom, so don't really have the time.
So my trick is just to play it when everybody goes to bed.
There you go.
Once everybody goes to bed,
Usually I'm in bed
forego
first.
sleep.
So I'm usually the first one asleep.
Yeah, I forego sleep for that. But let's see if we have any questions. Let me see. Oh, I am terrible with this. I can't ever remember how to work it. Finn's not here to help me, so you guys bear with me. Do you see any questions? Did anybody pick up any questions that I might have missed? I don't see a lot of questions. I see a lot of chat. You guys have been chattering in here a lot.
Oh, it's been blowing up.
It's the women
Yeah,
thing.
it's the women. I'm looking to see if I see any questions.
Someone said, how can I disagree with the position of women players so as not to offend them?
Oh, that's a good question. Who said that? Say it again.
It says, Don from State 187.
We know that.
Yeah.
Another R4.
Said, he or she, I'm sorry, said, I didn't know that Applejack was a female, only realized that from voice chat. But it says, my question is, how can I disagree with the position of women players so as not to offend them?
Position meaning what?
I guess their outlook on something. I mean, okay, so what I think that they're trying to say is like, how do you disagree with a female player without offending them? But that's just assuming that we're easily offended, which is
offensive.
A bit sexist.
A bit. I'm offended you think I'm offended.
Same way you would with a man if you disagreed with his opinion.
Yeah, if you disagree with me, just tell me. And if I don't understand your point, we'll argue about it.
And don't call me a BITC.
I think that's the big thing is like don't resort to names immediately.
Right.
Don't be like with the big whore right off the bat just because I don't agree with what you're saying. I think that's where people mess up. You don't have to try to not be offensive. You don't have to try to not piss me off. Just be a regular person and not a jerk. You wouldn't walk up to some woman on the side of the street and start calling her names just because, you didn't like her shirt. It's just don't be a jerk. It's easy. It's easy.
Well, and I think as an R4 to another R4, we've obviously run into this where just recently there was a big disagreement between me and another R4. And eventually you have to find a way to compromise, whether you can go to them directly or you find another way to get the message to them, whether it's through somebody else that they're close with. Hey, I'm willing to compromise, but you've got to meet me halfway. You can't have it all your way just because you're a guy or a chick or just because you think you're entitled. We're a team. If we are not talking about this all together, whatever your concerns are, that doesn't mean that you're going to win. It just means you have to be, I'm willing to compromise, I'm willing to negotiate, I'm willing to meet you in the middle, but you got to be willing to do the same thing. It's not about being offended. Like I've always said, I think the shift for me in the game was when I stopped making it about myself and I started making it about my alliance. And that dictates all of my decisions. And once it's about that, you're not going to offend me. I'm just going to argue the point from what I think and what I see is going to benefit the alliance in the long run.
Yeah.
I think you guys touched on it in a previous stream as well. It's not about just like, here's the problem and I don't agree with it. It's here's a problem and let's collaborate on a solution, or what are your thoughts on a solution? Like, don't just attack it.
It's too easy to get stuck in the problem though. We see people do that all the time, and we all know what the problem is, and if we don't by now, we probably don't care. So are you going to talk about solutions or not?
That's a big thing in my alliance is our R5. We are pretty different in the way that we think about things and we approach things, but we think that's an advantage for us. So when it comes to, let's say, conflicts in the alliance, we are both there for the conversations that have to happen between people because we may not necessarily agree on who's right or what needs to be done, but we can be mature about the conversation and come up with a good solution from both of our points of view.
Good.
Yeah. As far as that dude's question, it just the way you respond. Just if you don't want to offend a chick, just don't offend her by being rude. You can disagree and ask
the
a
way you
question.
approach it, the
Yeah,
way you
just
speak to
That's
anybody.
with
the
everyone,
same way
right?
you would do it to a guy. You
Yeah.
know, like just
Exactly.
don't
Except
be
for,
rude.
hey, bro,
I'm fine with bro. What's up,
or
bro?
Right,
sir.
whatever.
Yeah, I get called sir.
Oh, I get sir, bro, so much.
I get bruh a lot. I get bro a lot.
Bruh.
That's fine. But I always
I look-
reply with the BRUH. Okay, bro. What's Grande Patron, you jerk.
I'm too old to
going
be using
punch
that
you.
word. Way too old to use that word.
Grande always disagrees with me, but he is very respectful with it, so that's fine. So yeah. Let's see, what's some other questions here? The other thing that I wanted to talk about was guys always saying that they can't talk and have fun and game around. They can't joke around girls without girls getting really super offended by, like, dirty jokes and all this stuff like that. No, it's just like, dude, I know that you don't. I know that these guys have friends that are chicks in real life. I know you do. I know you're not that guy that has no female interaction. So talk with them the same way you would your regular friends. Like, you're not gonna
I get
talk.
told I'm a serious girl a lot. Like, I mean,
Are you?
well, like I tell them, I know I'm always joking, ask people, but there's a time to be serious. So when it's used as a strategy to try to, like, get one over on me or try to, advance their objective, I'm going to call them out on it every time. Like, if we're talking about a major decision, and they are with the other camp and I'm with this camp of what's going to be best for the alliance in the long run, that's not the time to say a joke and think I'm going to be like, oh yeah, that's hilarious. In fact, that's probably the time I'm going to be the least likely. That's when the logical part of my brain is what's working. So I get told I'm a serious girl, but it's really an attempt to discredit me in a leadership role, that I'm being too serious and, well, maybe you're not being serious enough. And that's always my reaction. And I go right back to the topic.
I always tend to make jokes. Like, if somebody if there's an awkward situation, I always end up making jokes, and
Oh, sure.
that's just my
And it's
go-to.
situational. I mean, I'm a big jokester too, but it's always going to be situational. If what we're talking about is, like, something pretty extreme, then yeah, I'm probably going to be less likely to joke around.
Maz Kanata in the chat, she's one of our RSG fans that plays a bunch of different games with us. She's a fantastic female player. She's just really good gamer, and she said, yeah, the same as if I were a guy. Sometimes I get just such a different response to what I say because I'm a female that I wonder if I should have just conformed and pretended to be a guy from the very beginning of the online community.
No.
And I think a lot of chicks feel that way, just so, like,
Oh, geez.
That's sad. But I hate that. Like, that bothers me. As a female player, it does. That you feel like you would. I mean, I get it. Maybe it feels like it would be the easier road, but ultimately we have a part to play in this game. And I think it's, again, gone way back in conversation to being genuine and being yourself. It's not very often that I end up getting disrespected, and I guarantee another R4 and ARC never would have posted a comment or a question like that, because they know to see me with respect. Now, they might do little things that just, maybe irk me, but they're never going to challenge my authority or assume they're going to hurt my feelings just because they don't always agree with me.
So chat's getting pretty toxic right now. So, and you guys, we're not here to go over specifics of what happens in certain states and between different people. This is just a straight chicks talking about playing as chicks in a game. If you have got specific agendas or issues, then take it to that person, to them alone. Like, this is not the place to do it. To get out your past frustrations or aggressions. This is really not the place. So I would appreciate everybody kind of keeping to the topics and what we're here to talk about. So that being
Look
said,
how exciting girls can be.
I mean, yeah,
Exciting.
I think it's good. We're here to talk about each other and lift each other up as female gamers. So yeah, that's what we're here for, and let's kind of stick to what we're here for. That being said, I do have a surprise for you guys. I have a gift code for everybody. And this is for, let me see if I can get it to go. There we go. Gift code. The gift code is Foundation. That is valid from 5/21 to 5/25. And I think that one is for 300 biocaps and a couple of maps. So, yeah.
Did we do a meme of the week?
We didn't. I was going to, but
yeah, we had a hard time picking.
I'm so slack. I was like rushing to get here. I had to work at the hospital today and rushed over here. I had a family thing going on. So I was like, no meme of the week. I'm sorry. I promise I'll have one next week. I'll put up 2 for it. But we did have a bunch in our chat that were really good ones. I'm sorry.
I thought Fury put a good one up. Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, totally lame. So I apologize. Let's see. I have another question. Peter Rasputin said, question, do you think female streamers who use their attributes and produce shitty content in order to make money makes it harder for female gamers to be taken seriously? Actually, I get that question a lot, and I try to be a female that doesn't need to put another female's light out for mine to shine. So if that's what they need to make themselves feel good, and if that's what they need to do your own thing and make your money, girl, do it. I'm all for it.
Sure.
I don't feel that what another person does reflects on me. And if that does reflect on me, then I'm doing something wrong. So it doesn't bother me. I know that it does bother a lot of females. But I'm just not one that it makes a big deal. Now, I do get sometimes irritated in state chat when there's women in there that are just flirting and they don't play the game, and then that's just me because I'm irritated. That's not because I'm dissing that woman or I don't want to be friends with her. It's just because I'm just all game when I'm there usually. So, but
they're with you.
Yeah. But that's yeah, I don't care if a streamer's making money, do it. Go for it, girl. You use what you got, and as long as you feel comfortable doing it, then do it. I'm fine with it. I don't know. What do you girls think about it?
Get some. I mean, it doesn't bother. I'm not sitting here watching other YouTubers. If they have crappy content, whether they're boy or girl, I'm gonna tell them. Like if it's over something that I'm, interested in.
And the whole crappy content, that's totally subjective.
It really
is. It? Objective, subjective. It's
subjective.
Because everybody has different tastes. Like I'm not floating everybody's boat that's watching this, and there's the same thing goes for some other people would probably prefer to watch a chick just eating cereal the whole time, like ASMR stuff. Like everybody has their own thing, and that's fine. Do your thing.
I think it's just when I say they have crappy content, it just means I'm going to stop watching them. It's not like
agreed.
Whatever they're using, why they're using it, it doesn't really matter. Like, just you don't have to watch it.
Yeah. Another question. Yeah. Another question was from Aaron Knight. When drama happens with female members and other people's, how would you try to diffuse the situation? The same way, and I think this question keeps coming up, the same way you would diffuse it with any situation, I would think. Like, you don't have to, with one exception, do not tell a female to calm down. Don't.
Never.
do that.
Never.
Don't do that. Don't do that. But otherwise, it's just the same thing. I think you would treat them the same way. And then if you have a female that's going crazy because of a situation more so than anybody else, then that's just drama and boot them out the alliance. Like you don't have to diffuse it specifically for female or males.
And I think that hits the nail on the head is that, people feel like they always have to be doing something. If there's a conflict that they have to jump in and have to try to diffuse it. I'm not saying it's a comfortable situation. I've been just as guilty of it, where I, in the wrong platform at the wrong time, am addressing an issue that could be dealt with in PM and when I'm calm. And so I have a couple of friends, by the way, both of which are male, who they know when they see me kind of escalating like that, they say, go to bed, Polly. You need to go to sleep. You've clearly been up too long. And I know what that means. And and they're male. They can tell me, you need some rest. It's pretty late, right? Even if it's 7:00, I know that means I'm getting worked up. I need to log off the game. I need to take a break. I think assuming that you can't, build those types of relationships with females, or that females run the drama and alliance. By the way, some of the nastiest knockdown drag out arguments in our alliance chat I've ever seen were men. They weren't women. So people are people, players are players. You just have to build relationships with people in your alliance and understand that they're human. Everybody's human. We all have bad days.
Well said. Question on topic: why did you not invite the women on the winning capital team from your own state?
Whoa.
Because I didn't want to. Simple answer. Like
you were required to.
I didn't know that I needed to. I didn't know that was like you guys won, so you are required to be on a stream. I'm sorry. I mean, if I invite people on that I feel like I have a connection with, or that I'm friends with, or that is recommended by someone that I have a connection with and I'm friends with, that would bring good content and good conversation. So if you feel that you should be in this situation, you can definitely send me a DM. My DMs are always open to people that feel that they could bring something to this topic. But I don't seek out people. I just kind of make connections where I come across them. And Nikki is a great player. She's a super fun chick on our server, and I've always had fun playing with her. So she's on my stream. There we go. Let's see. Question: what if other female leaders are slandering other female leaders? How do you handle that?
Wait it out.
Stormy?
Same thing. I mean, it's the same thing.
Stormy, yeah. Stormy, answer.
Sorry, I'm sorry. What was that? I'm sorry.
What if other female leaders are slandering other female leaders? How do you handle that?
I've never had that situation. Honestly, I've never had to deal with that.
Yeah, I don't know that I would like. I mean,
if
it's none of my business, it's none of my business.
It's the same thing. If it was two males, would that question have been posed?
I don't know.
Like, to a certain degree, I guess my question for the person who asked it is, are they in the alliance of one of those leaders? Like, talk to them in PM, address your concerns. I don't really, conflict resolution, I'm not saying that it's easy or that it's always going to be perfect, but it's a skill like anything else. You have to be intentional about it and practice it and work towards efficiency at resolving conflicts. They're going to happen because, again, we're all people, we're all human, and we're texting in state chat or we're texting in PM, and you don't get any of the emotions behind it. Somebody could be, meaning it as a joke, comes across as something different. So those are kind of one-off situations. I don't think you handle two female leaders having a conflict any differently than you would if it was a male and a female or two males. You're going to handle conflicts the same way.
Yeah, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I like Grande Patron. He's an alliance leader. He's been in a lot of these games. He says, I just tell him to step away from the game. I tell everybody in my alliance, go to sleep, go to bed.
Yeah.
You need Snickers. You're hangry. Go to bed.
It's too late. Yeah. My two buddies, I'll give a shout out to Maddie and Camel, because both of them are the two who, anytime I'm getting up here, they're like, hey, it's pretty late there. Why don't you take a nap? It was 2:00 in the afternoon,
It's nap time.
You need some sleep. But they do it in PM, so that way,
So there's a question from Daedric. Nikki, do you have sufficient lighting supplies to change the bulbs in the ceiling?
I'm sorry.
This damn cat troll.
You did that with a fire alarm once on voice chat. Like, every time this person got on, their fire alarm, it was beeping because I guess the battery was out, and he's like, fix your fire alarm. I have a squeaky door. He's like, fix your damn door. Buy some WD-40.
You know how long it took me to figure out that was a fire alarm in somebody's background? Like, I sat there for the longest time. I'm like, what is that beeping? Like, are they in a hospital? Like, what's going on?
It sounds like Daedric.
All right, ladies. Well, I think it's not. Actually, we might end this before the 1.5 hour mark. So I started these streams and saying that I was going to do it in 1 hour. Like, all these streams were going to last an hour. But the men talk so much. delete,
is surprising.
Daedric, Scorn. They talk so much, and I talk a lot too. I'm not even. I'll admit it. But we always end up going to like an hour and 45 minutes. So we have hit an hour and 20, I think. So we're doing good.
Yeah.
We're doing good. Also, question Daedric. Question Nikki. Do you by chance have a different paint option to contrast with the eggshell white?
Oh my God, can we just mute him already?
I've been trying to do that for a long
He's
time.
desperate to be on here is what it is right now. He can't stand it.
Right.
He's so used to being in the panel, this is killing him.
Thanks, Grande. I respect you too. Talk soon. Love you. So, guys, with that being said, I think we are going to wrap it up. Girls, do you have anything else that you kind of want to bring up or talk about before we go? Any shout outs?
I just want to give a shout out to all of ARC. They try to teach me a couple of Russian phrases. I'm going to be really honest. I practiced and I felt kind of like I'd be insulting them by trying to repeat them. But I just want to give a shout out to them. I think what we've accomplished in that alliance, while it's not perfect, it's a pretty amazing thing to see people from all over the world with completely different languages and completely different cultures who have come together and worked so hard to build a family where we really look out for each other. And so I just want to shout out to all of them. And then Daedric, of course, is my sensei. I love that I said that. But yeah, we just had a lot of a great alliance, and I appreciate that I don't ever feel second class. I don't ever feel like just because I'm a woman or because I'm, any history I've ever had in the state, I've never felt like they don't respect me. I've always felt like they do. So shout out to all of ARC.
Cool. Yeah, and I'd like to do a shout out too for NBK. We've built a amazing alliance and we all work hard, and just want to thank everyone for their hard work. And hopefully we kill it in state for state.
I think you will kill it in state versus state. I'm kind of excited. I really, 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 Stormy, want you and Scorn's alliance to fight.
Oh, geez.
I want to see my two really good friends fight it out to the death.
Get it.
This is how I get my rocks off right there. I love it. That would be cool.
Yeah, it'd be nice to have some good competition.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah.
I'd like to shout out to my alliance. Everybody who they've been with us since day one is an actual family, and my R4s who encouraged me to do this and to represent our clan and our state. I mean, yeah, our state has a lot of drama. Everybody knows that. We have Daedric Archon, who, I mean, enough said. Like, we have a spotlight on our state, and I think we still do a good job of representing ourselves. And yeah, so I just want to thank S&M.
Cool. So I think it's awesome that we have two girls from the same state and Daedric is in there, and there's like all this drama, but we can still chill and talk and like
for sure
be
it's a game.
Yes, and it's a game, and we still can be just chill about it, and just laugh at chat going crazy, but we can all be respectful to each other, which is a big deal when you can put things aside to still give respect to those that you're around. So I appreciate that from all the ladies in this stream right now. You guys have been awesome.
I'm really surprised not once in chat somebody brought up the update that just went through and how insane people are going over it.
I've been waiting for like trolls to scream about the update,
yes,
and nobody said anything.
Let's not trigger anyone.
Ugly. Yeah,
I know, right?
I'm gonna mute the Discord because this is ugly. People are so upset.
Yeah, I think we're gonna discuss the update in the next stream. Kind of not just the update, but kind of like our thoughts on like what was good, what was bad, and like the response.
Yeah.
So
like when is
I'll be watching.
By the way, we've been told it's going to be happening, but I'd love for them to like have a roll update.
Somebody said, I want to thank King for giving me 15 Nicholas shards. Edgar Q, $2. I don't know what that is for, but it's awesome. Thank you very much.
Inside joke.
State 20.
That's great, man. I appreciate it. Applejacks, did you have a shout out?
Not really. Just shout out to everybody I've ever played with, I guess. I mean, the whole
Girl, your alliance is gonna kill
45.
you.
I know, right? I
I'm
know
in that
King
alliance.
told me to shout his name, and I told him during the stream I would just randomly yell King Marine, but I never did it because I didn't have enough courage to do it. But I have
Or
to
an
shout him out.
opportunity.
Got to shout my boyfriend out, who has to deal with me staying up till 3 o'clock every night, and he doesn't get the cuddles, and I get yelled at.
Tell him to play the game.
He does,
Right?
How you
but he
play.
doesn't stay up
Oh.
till I do. Yo. Oh.
Cool. Nikki, I think you're the last one to give a shout out.
I've been waiting for the radio to stop. If it comes on again, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
Yeah, obviously I want to shout out to my alliance, everyone in there. We are like one big happy family. I love all of you. And I've loved growing with you and helping you grow, and I can't wait to see what's to come, especially with State versus State. And also, obviously, a shout out to my boyfriend, because he used to get really mad at me for being on the game so much, and now he plays with me and is better than me. So
That's what happened with me too.
But
he's not better.
Is he really
Yeah.
better than you?
No.
He just swipes his card more than I do.
Tell us why for you next time.
Yep. I tell him for my birthday, get me lucky, get me a Rolex.
My Valentine's Day gift was like the $100 Valentine's Day package. He goes, I have lost respect for you that I had bought this for you for Valentine's. This is all you want, really?
Yeah, kind of.
That's all I wanted.
That's awesome, Nikki, though, that like he was ragging you about playing, and then so you just brought him into the game, fixed that problem altogether.
Yeah.
I like
and
it.
now, we have set times that we play together, and then we'll put the phones down to watch a movie or whatever it is. Worked out really well.
That's awesome.
Great. Well, I appreciate all you ladies coming to join us. It's great that you joined. I probably want to try to start doing like a ladies stream, maybe once a month, maybe even a little bit spread out more. I know it seems like I've only got dudes on my stream, but I do have like the other streams we have female people in. It just happened to work out that way. But I do like to celebrate the females as much as I can, because I think it's important to lift each other up and keep morale going. Delete just posted, just so you have to say delete again.
The Zach Jackson you see in chat.
So everybody give delete a eye roll real quick.
Weirdo.
So, yeah, thanks, guys. I appreciate you guys coming on, and we'll definitely do this again. If you're interested in being on the stream, please hit me up, and we'll discuss it. It depends on how respectful and productive conversation that you can do. We will discuss that, and I welcome anybody to hit me up for stream suggestions and guest spots. But I appreciate all you ladies, Applejacks, Polly, Nikki, Tits of Fury, Mrs. Stormy. We appreciate all of you guys and all of the people that are watching in stream. We do appreciate it, and stay tuned on for next Friday for update discussions, and maybe a little bit of state versus state. We haven't really decided our agenda yet, but we'll probably do a little bit of both, and probably have a special guest. So thank you guys. We appreciate it, and happy hunting.
Thanks, ladies. Thanks, Benna.